I wanted to talk about observation versus judgment. So how do we live in a non-judgmental way, and how does that help our health and wellness? Well, I like to look at it first piece by piece. So let's go backwards and look at observation. What is the definition? I'll go to the definitions here. The definition of observation: the action or process of observing something or someone carefully or in order to gain information. So it's observing is gaining information, right? You're just sitting there, you're aware, in awareness, using your observational skills, observing to gain information, right? And then we go to judgment, which is the ability to make considered decisions or come to sensible conclusions, right? So you're using your observations to then form a judgment. So then you start using your mind. Our observation, we're using part of your mind, right? You're using your brain, obviously, but you're not really using your mind to dissect anything. You're more taking things in when you're observing. When you get to judgment, that's when you start using your sharp intellect, right? Your analytical skills, and you're dissecting what you're observing, and you're compartmentalizing it in order to make a judgment of some kind. So to live in a non-judgmental way. Hello, I see your comment. I'm watching comments on my phone because I'm on Zoom and I don't know where to even see comments. How are you? Thank you for being here. So what I'm trying to break it down so we can see the difference between observation and then judgment, so that way we're able to observe our own mind doing this, and then we can take a step back when our mind goes into that judgmental part, and we can watch what it's doing but not attach ourselves. So when we go through that period of judgment, then we're drawing conclusions. And when we're drawing conclusions and all this analysis and everything else is going on, we can sometimes develop emotion and then attach our emotion to what we're judging. And then we can find ourselves getting into like a lot of waves in the chitta, right? In the mind. The waves start to get more and more turbulent the more we're doing this, using minds to dissect and compartmentalize and make judgments. Making judgments is important for human survival, right? We have to make judgments. We need the ability to do that, and that's why we're so good at it and we're so well versed in doing it. So getting out of the habit of doing that takes practice and time. So one of the ways to do this, there's this one exercise I read. I cannot remember if it came from like a yogi or where it came from, but they said that a great way to practice is to go into a busy, crowded area where like there's a lot of people, which right now with COVID, it might be, more challenging, but you go out into a place where there's a lot of people and you just observe silently, and you practice your skills of observing everything, gaining knowledge, but not dissecting it and making judgments. You can notice, okay, I noticed this person walking by is this, and this, right? But then don't judge them about it, just notice it, observe. And the importance of silence is that way your mind, like sometimes we distract ourselves by talking or doing these other things. The point of doing it in silence is to really allow yourself to observe your mind, and then slowly your mind does start to get more and more calm. It observes things and it doesn't immediately try to make judgments the more you practice. So that's one of the ways you can do it as like an exercise to go out and do in practice. But really just mindfulness practices on a daily basis, just being and observing, like in the observing state of mind, and then observing your own mind and what it is doing, and observing your emotion, and observing your attachments or non-attachments to different things, just being the observer.